Bună ziua, did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, good day from Romania, and this is my friend Alexandra.
Hello.
Alexandra runs a company called Roaring Romania Tours, and so she and I are collaborating on a Romania tour, and we're in the Mary Cemetery today in Transylvania. So can you tell me a little bit about this cemetery generally?
Yes, so it's a cemetery. It's about 70 years old. It was founded by one man in this village, so it's a very unique thing. It's only here and only in this village in Maramures. And it's called a Mary Cemetery because although some of the people that died here had very tragic lives, all the crosses have these poems, which has a very upbeat rhythm to them, and that's why. Not that the stories are not really happy, but the rhythm of the poems is very upbeat and it's cheery, and we call it Mary Cemetery.
Okay, so we're going to take a little walk around, and you guys can come with us, and she's going to show us a few of the gravestones.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. And how do we say "let's go" in Romanian?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
Okay. Hi. Let's
We're
go.
always hi.
All right, tell me.
So he
Oh,
was,
geez.
yeah. This is another famous one. He was a shepherd, and he was basically caught in the forest, in the mountains, by a thief, and he was decapitated.
The thief cut his head off.
Yeah.
Holy cannoli. Wow, okay. Well,
What a
that's
way to go.
a memorable death, at least.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That should be in the front.
And they had to bury him decapitated, so he's doomed forever.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that? Why is he doomed forever?
Because in the Orthodox Church you have to be buried. It's considered sin not to bury the body as it was brought on this earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poor guy, jeez.
Thank you.
This guy died at the metro in Paris.
Yeah, he left for West, and it was a very unlucky decision because he died, like he fell on the rails in the metro station in Paris, and he got hit by the metro.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. He was 16 years old. This is from 2001.
Wow, quite recently.
Yeah.
So because this one's facing this way, that means there's somebody else buried also with
Yeah.
him on the other side. Okay, so who's on the other side? Can we find out who's on the other side? Must be a grandfather or a relative or something.
It's still also a young person. It doesn't say except that he was very industrious and hardworking, and he was very much beloved, but he left life too early.
So they may not even be related then in that
No,
case. Oh, okay.
no.
Okay.
It's like because they have really limited space here.
Yeah, so they kind of double.
And it's the village, the only cemetery in the village, and it's like tradition. People in this area are very, very traditional, and they keep their traditions very, very close. So
Okay.
everybody wants to be buried here from
Gotcha.
the village. He was a bartender, and he lived a very good long life. He helped all his families and all his relatives.
And he's probably partially responsible for some of the people
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the early grave.
yeah.
Car accidents, etc.
He died of a blue heart of the road.
She was hit by a tractor along the
She
side of
was
the
a
road.
child.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a small grave.
oh, that's sad.
She's bigger than that.
Oh, that looks like a car accident, maybe.
No, she died of sickness.
Oh, but she liked her car, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. What would happen is what they put. We need to.
Oh, the bartender. Yeah, what does the bartender one
At
say?
the end, you should make us all make one for each other. Like I grabbed somebody's name out of the box and I gotta make something one for 'em. From what I've learned about you on the trip.
This guy, he died when he was 39. His name was George, and On the second day of Christmas, he went caroling and then he got hit by a car. I shouldn't be this happy when I say this, but it's just, you know, it's like, oh, what happened with this guy? Oh, he got hit by a car. And then there's a poem about that.
So the poems, as you were saying, that they, in English translating them, you don't get the sense of the poetry of them.
No,
they're all
because
poems.
it's a traditional rhythm of the poem, and also some of the words are, you know, the language is very flexible, and they use something that we say folk language,
Sure, yeah.
just to preserve the rhythm of the poem. I can read it out loud if you
Yeah,
want.
could you read it out loud? That'd be great.
Să vă spun ce s-a întâmplat când am mers la colindat, a doua zi de Crăciun, mi-a ieșit moartea în drum, că iată ce s-a mai întâmplat, o mașină m-a colcat, Teodosie, a mea femeie, te-am lăsat cu durere, că te-am lăsat plângând și pe cuconi suspinând. Dumnezeu bine să-i vadă, să le fie mama și tată, că eu viața am lăsat.
Okay, so it's a poem and it's fun. They're
Well,
even
but
if they're bad, they're kind of fun.
Yeah, the story. So the story itself, this is why I say it's a little bit of a dark humor, because the story itself is very sad, but the rhythm of the poem is very happy.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a contradiction between the two.
Wait, can you just tell me what this one here is with this guy looking at the wall?
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah,
curious
that's a
about that.
minor.
That's a minor? Okay.
That's a minor because we are in a mining area,
Okay.
and
And it looks like a...
yeah. So this is going to be like another very sad story.
Okay.
This is a miner, and basically he died in an explosion in a mining explosion, and his body was just
Blown up.
blown up.
And it says that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like a rock exploded, and my body was just blown up, and took my life away.
And so you were saying that when somebody dies and is...
And his wife was already dead, and the two children, the two daughters, were left orphaned.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. I'm so sorry. I can't do this with a straight face, but it's like it's called the Mary Cemetary, you know.
Yeah, so they're kind of... well, and you were saying that when people die, that they don't have any... The family has no choice about what the poem is. Somebody else writes it for
Yes.
them.
So usually what happens if the artisan knows the story of the family or knows that person, they will just put up the poem by himself. If he doesn't know, he's not familiar with the story of the person, then he will ask some details from the family, like who he was, what he did, how he died, how long did he live, and so on and so forth. And then he puts everything together, and the family receives in about 3 weeks this cross.
Okay.
It's handmade. Take it or leave it. If you don't like it, you can commission another one. But
Okay.
they're not extremely cheap, so...
You take what you get.
Yeah. What you get is what you get.
What you get is what you get. Okay. And a lot of them, it looks like it's showing professions for the most part. That looks
Yes.
like that's the
Yes.
majority of them. And they're still being made even today.
Yeah.
And the church is also being built still today. It is very, very colorful.
And she's on the left side pointing the finger at him. And it says, under this heavy cross lies my poor old mother-in-law. If she had lived 3 more days, I would be under the ground and she would be reading this poem. If you're going to pass by here, please do not wake her up because she's going to come back and nag me. And the one who's reading this poem, I wish that you do not end up like me, and you will find a good mother-in-law, and you can live happy with her.
Oh, God.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it's quite a famous cross here.
69, I think it's.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Shouldn't have any flowers.
Doesn't have any flowers either yet.
She died 1965, is that? 69, I can't help it to know.
So this Mary Cemetery tradition is something that's just for this region. It's only for this village, actually. And so you won't see this anywhere else in the world, actually. And it can't be a UNESCO site because they're still adding. They're adding people all the time. It's an active cemetery. And the church, actually, this big church here, is brand new. They're still building it. So it's quite a spot to come and visit. But what I find interesting about this is what a fun way to look at death. I mean, if you're going to have to go, which we all do, and one of the gravestones, in fact, said, we all have to go sometime. Why not celebrate it in a kind of a fun way and do something where somebody writes a poem about you that can be irreverent. It can be boring and just tell you about your life, but this is what the Romans did. The Romans would write epitaphs like this to tell you about people's lives, and they put them outside of cities. And Romania, of course, is a place that has Latin roots, so who knows, maybe there's some relationship there. But I think this is a healthier way to look at death, in a sense, than what we do in the West. So I hope you've enjoyed our little walk through the Mary Cemetery here in Transylvania. We're about 6 miles away from Ukraine, so the very tippy top of Romania. It's a beautiful area.